You can record.
Okay, the recording is in progress.
So we actually started the chapter 4, with the Mishnah. It's quite a long Mishnah, and I just want to repeat what are just to remind ourselves, we are talking about how a woman becomes a Sotah. By the way, you can find out if you go to Shul this Shabbos, you listen to the laning of Parshat Naso in Bamidbar, then the whole laning or the whole Sotah you'll find in our Parsha. So I advise that this Shabbos, when you go, just try to get more the contents of the Parsha, and this helps to understand what we are talking about, what the subject is. So again, we are talking about a person who suspects his wife to have an affair. So first of all, he warns her. She mustn't be seen with this guy. And this is what called Inui. What is the English translation? And there are essential in this process.
What page, Rabbi?
One second, I'll just want to find okay. The page, as I said, we are fourth chapter, 24, 24a1. Last week, we started this chapter with a small text. We were talking about, so just as I said, the process. A person suspects his wife not to have an affair. He warns her, and then there are two witnesses to come and say that she was seen with this person. Then, if he wants, he takes her to Yerushalayim, to the temple, to drink the water, which there is a whole process. The Kohen gives her a warning. As I said, very important to listen and to look into the parasha that you'll read on Shabbat, gives you the whole story, of course, not with the details that we learn in the Gemorah, but at least you get a picture of what's happening. Then he gives her, she insists on being completely innocent. Then the Kohen gives her to drink the water. Before she drinks, there is the korban that she, the sacrifice, and then, of course, after she drinks, this is the proof. If nothing happened to her, so it shows a false accusation. However, if she really guilty, the Torah says this water eventually will kill her. Okay? This is in the principle in short. Now, the Mishnah said there are certain cases either that the husband could not force her to drink, or she is not drinkable. Like, for instance, the Mishnah was saying about a woman that she didn't have a chuppah, she was not married, just was engaged, or a Yavama, once she has to, somebody that her brother, her husband died, and then she has to get married to brother-in-law, so the brother-in-law can't make her to drink. Now, there is another point that the woman, if she refuses to drink, she doesn't drink, she has to get divorced because she suspected that she had an affair and couldn't prove to the negative. And usually if a woman is divorced, then a payment of ktubah, right? The ktubah that the person, when he has a chuppah, he makes a certain obligation to pay. But there are now, this Mishnah lists different situations of people, of women, when she either doesn't drink and doesn't receive the ksuba or some, so as we go along. So we had two women, which Mishnah says that she doesn't drink, and then if she doesn't drink, because the reasons we will see, and then they get divorced, and she doesn't receive ktubah. Then we have women who are married in marriages which were actually forbidden, like a widow married to Kohen Gadol, to high priest, or a divorcee, which she married to ordinary Kohen. This marriage should not take place, and all some others which they shouldn't get married. For that, the Mishnah said the same law, לא שותות ולא נוטלות כתובה. So we are now in 24a 1, in the top of about the second sentence. ואלו, another case, the following women also, which will not they neither drink and they don't collect the ketubah. Were they? If a woman admitted that she had an affair, or she doesn't admit, but two witnesses come and they testify that she was seen to have a relationship. When you're talking about relationship, talking about that she actually was sleeping with the other person, then there's no point to give her to drink because there is admission or there is evidence. And the third case, that she says, I'm refused to drink. In other words, you don't force her, you don't, we'll see, maybe there is one stage when you force her that she must drink, but here we are talking about, as usually, if she says, I won't drink, okay, so what happened? You don't force her to give her the water through force, but he said, you don't want to drink? Gesundheit. Go, get divorced, and you don't accept exuba. This is a third case. Now the Mishnah goes to a fourth case. Up to now, we were talking about reasons why she doesn't drink. Now we go to the fourth case. We continue with the Mishnah. Amar Bala. However, one whose husband said, I will not give her to drink. So, although he suspects her, but he decides he doesn't want to go through the whole process to give it to drink. Then, of course, we don't give her to drink. Or if the husband cohabited with her on the way, they were already on the way to the temple. And on the way, they went they were in a hotel on the way, and there he cohabited with her. So she doesn't drink because the water will not make any proof, since to be able to make that the water should work, the husband must not be guilty. But if he cohabited with her after he warned her, then in other words, he suspects her that she had a relationship. And there are two witnesses, they said they were seen together. Then, says the Mishnah, the law is collect the ketubah, but don't drink. In this case, then there is no purpose to give her to drink, because there is that water will not make any proof if she's guilty or not, because she doesn't drink. Then she's prohibited to her husband, and they must get divorced. But she doesn't lose the ketubah, because it's not her fault. She wants to drink, but her husband doesn't want to give her to drink. So therefore, he has to pay the ketubah. Okay? So the three cases before it, she doesn't drink and she doesn't get the ketubah. Here we have fourth case, when the husband is the one that prevents her to drink or avoids her drink, they still have to get divorced, because there is kind of evidence that she was seen after she was warned, she was seen with somebody else, so they have to get divorced because she under suspicion. But here has to give a ketubah. Now we go to another case. We are still in 24a1. John, are with us, you with us, yes?
Yes,
This is about three sentences from the end of this Mishnah in this page, 24a1. Reuven, welcome. 24a1. If the husband died before she drinks the bitter water, I don't know if it says in the English, before they drank, the husband doesn't drink. It's only she. So the husband died before she drank. Here we've got a dispute between Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel. Bet Shammai say she collect the ksuba, of course, from the estate, but she doesn't drink. Obvious reason why, because there's no purpose to make her to drink. The husband is dead, there is no marriage, so no point to make whether she is innocent or not. Either Bet Hillel say, or either she drinks. I'm turning the page now. Either she drinks, and then if she found that she was innocent, she gets a ksuba, or she is entitled to say, I don't
Big
drink.
cousin, man.
What?
Yeah, big, just wishing you all the best.
I don't understand. Huh? Who is it, Reuben?
No, it's Liz talking.
We are talking about the husband that died.
Yeah.
So she's still was before he died, was under suspicion. And on the way to Yerushalayim to go through the process, he died. Now, so there's no point of drinking, because the whole idea is drinking in order to prove her innocence for the marriage. But there is no marriage anymore because he died. Now the only question is, does she still get a ketubah because it wasn't proved that she was guilty or otherwise? So here we've got a dispute between Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel. According to Bet Shammai, they say she gets a ketubah even she's not drinking. Bet Hillel say, no, she still, if she wants the ksuba, she must drink, or she's entitled not to drink, but then she loses the ksuba. Now, another case. It's quite a long Mishnah with many different cases. A woman, she was pregnant, or she is nursing of her ex-husband. She's still, in other words, the question, she is still married to him. I don't know why he says ex-wife of one's fellow. I can't see why. 1 second. So what happened here is the case that the husband died, and then she got married to somebody else, and now the other person suspects her, but she's already pregnant from the first husband, or she is nursing a baby of the first husband. Here again, there is a dispute, Rabbi Meir, and the stages. Rabbi Meir says she neither drink and doesn't get exuber. This is Rabbi Meir. And the sages, Chachomim says, he can separate from her, because when she is nursing, for instance, she was not allowed to be with the with the next husband. She's forbidden because she has to nurse the baby from the first husband. And nursing takes 24 months. She, of course, in our time, we don't have, very seldom you have women nursing 24 months. You've got bottles and whatever. But according to the old times, she was nursing 24 months, and therefore the person, the second, should not have any, wouldn't come to her, not have any sexual relation, because it might, she will she will lose she might fall pregnant again, that she will lose the milk to nurse, or if she's just pregnant, then there is a need for her to wait a certain time, and that the second husband shouldn't be near her, because we have to know if she's pregnant, when she gives birth, who is the father? If the father is the first one, so for 3 months it takes time to realize if she's pregnant or not. And so therefore, Rabbi says you are not allowed, she doesn't have to drink, and she doesn't get the ksuber. The sages say, no, he can separate from her for this time, and take her back after a period of time, after either 3 months when she's pregnant or nursing, and after 2 years. So therefore, she's eligible to drink the water. Now another dispute. A woman is an Ilonit. Now, Ilonit is a woman Ilonit is a woman that she's already a grown-up person, grown-up woman, but it's not clear what kind of sex is she. Is she a man or woman? Because there's no clear signs of female puberty. So this woman is not able to have a child, and therefore, or there is another woman, a skena, an old woman, which is not able to fall pregnant, or any woman who cannot give birth, which can be a woman who's Rashi says, this woman in nature, she was able to fall pregnant, but she took some preventive to fall pregnant. So the drugs that she took made her sterile, so therefore she's not able to have children. So what is the din here? Also, neither collect the ksuba nor drink the bitter water. However, Rabbi Eliezer says he doesn't have to divorce her. He can marry another woman and he will have children from the other woman. The whole idea we say, according to the first opinion, why she doesn't drink, and because she should divorce her if she is not able to have children. So there's no point to get her to water, because the whole idea to drink the water is to continue the marriage. But there's no point to give her the water, and because so therefore he has to divorce her. But Rabbi Eliezer said, no, there's no need for him to divorce her. He's able to marry another woman. Remember that we are talking about at the time of the Gemorah, that a person was allowed to have two wives. Like even today, you've got according to like in Yemen, the Yemenites, in Yemen they had two wives, and some other places. Of course, today you're not allowed to have two wives because there is a decree of Rabbeinu Gershom, which goes back to about 1,000 something years, that he forbade to have two wives, but not everybody accepted it. But in the time of the Gemorah, a person could have another wife, so he could have children from the other wife. So you can remain married to the woman who cannot have children, and therefore there is no reason why he doesn't to divorce her, and she's able or eligible to drink to prove her innocence. And the Mishnah says regarding all other women, they each, if they don't have any problems not listed here, then a woman, she's got, every woman, if she doesn't want to drink, nobody can force her to drink, but then she will get divorced, as I said, because there is a suspicion that she had adultery, and therefore is not allowed to keep her. But so he divorced her, and she will not get the ksubah. If she wants the ksubah, then either she drinks or don't collect the ksubah. This is this law. Now the Mishnah continues in another situations. The wife of a Kohen. A Kohen suspects his wife to have an affair. Now, so there is no point of course, if he divorces her, then no marriage. He says it goes. Then the same will apply, but there is no reason for her to drink and to prove that she is innocent, and therefore she'll be permitted to her husband. The next case, a wife of a serial a person that couldn't have children, drinks the water. Now I'm turning to the next page, 24. 3,
B3.
24, A3. So all these people, we said these people there is no reason for them to forbid them to drink. Of course, again, the principle, you don't force anyone, but then if there is suspicion, then she must get divorced and she will not accept the ksuba. But if she wants a ksuba, then she must drink to prove her innocent. Or now we say all women are even if they are forbidden originally to they are like they were forbidden to be married to the people, to their husband. This was prohibited, but nevertheless they got married, and the husband warns his wife not to be seen with the other person, which is in any case forbidden by law that she shouldn't be. Like it gives an example, like the husband suspects her that she had a relationship with her father or brother. These are forbidden connections. So the warning that if he warns her, it is valid, and if she seen afterward that she was secluded with the man, then she becomes a Sotah, and until she drinks the bitter water, and proves her innocence, then the husband can warn her. Now, another case, if she's suspected to had a relationship with a minor, in a katan, here he says, this is not a way that he can warn her suspicion that this will. No, יש עוד אישי. לא, הדתה, כן. הדתה, אוקיי. סליחה כמה דקות, אתם יכולים לקחת מה שאתם רוצים, או לחמם תה או קר, מה שאתם רוצים. לא ידעתי שאתם יקס. Okay, so we left.
Have you got 5 minutes left?
Yeah. Well, in any case, I think we have to close here because I've got now people who came to see me. So I just want to finish the idea here about if he suspected to be seen in seclusion with a minor. So what's wrong with a minor? So the warning does not cause her to become a Sotah if she will secluded with this boy. Because this does not, if she doesn't drink, it doesn't forbid her to continue to live with her husband, and therefore there is no purpose here from giving her to drink. The Gemorah learns because in the Torah it says the suspicion only from a man, a grown man, not if with a minor. The reason, if you look at the note 28, there is a dispute if it excludes all minors under the age of 13 or only those under the age of 9. The whole question is competition with a child over 9, is it considered as a cohabitation or not? So this is a different story, but the point is, with somebody which halachically is considered to be a minor, then a person cannot warn his wife. There's no purpose to warn him, to warn her not to have a relationship with a minor. Okay?
Just before you go, why is it not 13? Why 9?
No, because the Gemorah says that 9 also, if he has a sexual relationship, this can considered to be a sexual relationship. He can even make him
That's very unlikely.
pregnant or whatever. This is all dispute in the Gemorah. When if this considered to cohabitation or not, 9 over. Some say only when he's 13, which is considered to be not a minor, but an adult. Okay, but this is a question in a halachic question, but the principle is very clear. So we are going to finish now, and still we have another case before we continue with Hashem to the Gemorah. As another case which Mishnah gives when there is no possible a warning because the husband is not is in jail or is not able to talk or whatever. The Mishnah, if you read further, the Mishnah speaks about situations where the husband cannot warn. The best thing can do the job for him. Okay?
Thank you, Rav.
Have a good Shabbos, Rav.
And Rav,
Shabbos.
Mazel tov for the chasana, Rav, for next week.
Thank you very much. So you remember that Tuesday we don't have our shiur
Mishle.
in the Mishle, because we had Baruch Hashem, we have a chasane of a grandson.
Mazel tov,
Mazel
Harav,
tov, mazel tov.
Thank
Shabbat
you very
shalom.
much.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Have a good Shabbos.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Closing.